Welcome to the while loop video. If you remember from Python, loops are used to run a program a certain number of times. Sometimes let the user set how many times it runs, sometimes the programmer determines how many times it's going to run, and it gives your program the ability to run multiple times. So we're going to start off with a while loop today. If you remember back from Python, it's not too different. First, you just type in the word while, and then parentheses is your test. So for this one, we're just going to put in true. But in a second, this is where we're going to put in like 5 is less than 6. 5 is always going to be less than 6, and so it's always going to run, which is basically like putting in true. True is always going to be true. And then after you type in having your opening bracket, whatever's after that, that is what's going to happen as long as this condition or this test ends up being true. Print line hello CHS. And after that, you need to put a closing bracket so that it closes that. And if we run this, what do you think is going to happen? An error, of course. That's because I changed the name of my file. There we go. Just pretend like that never happened. And look at that. Hello CHS is being printed off a lot more times than I can count. Okay. And I'm also using a different code editor than Replit today. I want to show you some different things and introduce you to a different kind of thing. They're all about the same. You got your run. This one has a compile button, which is basically like putting it kind of packed all together, kind of doing a pre-test before you actually run it. Okay. So let's switch this out. We can also do 5 is less than 6. Because 5 is always less than 6, so we can hit compile, then run. Same exact thing is going to happen. When it gets a little bit different is when we start putting in variables. If we did x and then int x is equal to 0, don't forget that semicolon. And then at the end of this, you can do x plus plus. That's how you add 1 every single time in Java. If we run it this time, what do you think is going to happen? Oh, interesting. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Printed off 6 times. Because it started at 0, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that gives you 6 times printing out. Okay, that's a while loop. Simple as that. Let's do another one from scratch. Make sure you got it. So let's go. We then set up another integer down here. Let's do x is equal to 0. Oh, we need to do a different variable, or else. Well, I guess you could use the same, but it's best to do different variables for different parts of your program. So while, then a parenthesis, then you put in your condition, while y is less than, let's do 500. And then you do your opening brackets, and then you can put in your system.out print line hi. You can then change the y by 1 every single time. Put your closing brackets. Let's run it, see what happens. Wow, so that was maybe too high of a number. Let's see what happens. Oh, right here. So what happened is it printed off hello CHS 6 times, just like I did before, and then it printed off hi 500 times. Okay, that's your while loop. You just type in the word while, then parentheses, put your test in here. You could test 2 variables as long as y is less than x. And then let's see how many times it runs this time. Interesting. Hello CHS 6 times, and then hi 6 times. If you do it right, it would just do it 6 times, because at the end of this, x is equal to what? 6. And that is how you do a while loop.